Hey everyone, Aaron here from Firefly Studios. Now before we start this part 3 of the Q&A, which Nick will be presenting, we have some very important news. As most of you have hopefully realised, there is still no gameplay reveal for Stronghold Next. Now firstly, huge apologies to those who we told that the gameplay reveal would be released at the end of this year. It just came to the point where we were going to release the video, but then certain parts of the game that we're really excited to show you guys simply weren't ready to be shown yet. Now we want the reveal to be the best it can be, to be something really special for you guys, especially for those who have, waited since the Crusader 2 release way back in 2014. We are now aiming to do the gameplay reveal early in 2019. This will be a live action and gameplay video featuring the new setting, the new units, characters and the new mechanic, which we're really excited to show you guys. Now don't be too disheartened because we do have another video development update planned over the next couple of months after the Q&A part 3 and 4 come out. This will give you guys a really good picture of where Next is at production-wise, as well as where we hope to be over the coming months. Once again, I always say this in the YouTube comments and the Facebook comments, and whenever I can personally reply to you guys. We do appreciate your patience so much. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here, and we really hope you understand that we're just trying to make the best Stronghold we possibly can. Hopefully, the best Stronghold we've made to date. Now enjoy the rest of the Q&A with Nick. See you next time.
Hello and welcome to another installment of our Stronghold Next mega Q&A series. My name's Nick and I've returned today from my video hiatus to answer a bunch of your questions about our upcoming Stronghold title. Just like last time, we'll be doing this across 2 videos, one released today and another next week on the official Firefly YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get on with today's questions. So first question, Moira Nevermore asks, can I be my lady instead of my lord? I know it's just a little cosmetic thing, but it'd be nice. Absolutely, agreed. So in Crusader 2, we obviously gave you the chance to play as the Sultana, and spoiler alert, there we go. There will be a female lord, female character, a lady rather, in Stronghold Next. So a little bit of news for you there. So we've got you covered on that front, and of course, in terms of greetings, custom greetings for the game, there'll be a few in there that are either sort of like gender neutral or male, female. So if you name your character something funny, there might be a custom greeting for you when you start the game, like a regular Stronghold game. Assuming you're referring to voiceovers, however, we'd have to look at how many extra lines that would involve and how that would sort of interact with the dialogue tree in the game. But leave it with me and I'll get back to you. Gerard asks, how important will the story narrative be for Stronghold Next? Will there be any decisions to pick good or evil sides like the campaign in Stronghold 2? So here's some new info. Instead of focusing on trails like we did with Crusader 2, Stronghold Next will essentially be a single player campaign stretched across multiple characters, each with their own story. So what we're going for is a sort of series of more sort of historically authentic chapters for each character. There'll be some background and narration as well to sort of give you a bit more story flavour and sort of contextualise your actions and your besieging within sort of each mission. As for good and evil past, that's not something we're doing with Stronghold Next because we're going for a sort of more authentic historical story, but it's absolutely something we can return to in future titles. SDFG says, I'm getting some serious Ramsey Bolton vibes off this guy. Right, well, that's the last time I go 2 months without getting a haircut or holding a sausage. Tiger King says, peaceful castle sim mode, ? Absolutely, we will indeed be bringing back the free build mode for Stronghold Next, so you can just kind of watch your farmers farm, your masons create things, your villagers just go about their business and just kind of build up and admire your beautiful castle, and then eventually it happens, when you get bored, you can just throw a big old invasion at it and just destroy the whole thing. Or see the invasion get repelled and be really satisfied with yourself. Yaoyo says, can you make a stronghold like something with a big world where you and your friends could own land and make a clan and the goal is to claim new islands? You, my friends, sound like you should play Stronghold Kingdoms, our free-to-play MMO currently available on Steam, iOS, Android, and probably other platforms I forgot to mention. Lionheart says, what about a tournament mode with 16 players or more? So, interesting question. We've largely stayed away from tournament modes in the past just because Stronghold, due to its sort of dual RTS sim gameplay, matches tend to last probably twice as long as your average RTS. So with like StarCraft tournament mode, you could probably cap a match at like 20-25 minutes. If you do that in Stronghold, it would probably just turn into like an economic war and there would be no sort of real besieging. But, if Stronghold Next explodes and becomes the next esport, there's no reason why we couldn't do it. Your best bet, buy the game, tell your friends, keep playing the game, but sleep and eat and stay in school and stuff like that. But yeah, could happen. Star Commando Templar says, will you be finishing the Duke Volp saga, aka the Wolf? I think it's pretty obvious at this point that the Wolf probably can't be killed. I mean, you plunged your sword up to the hilt into the guy's chest, then you twisted it, then you kicked him off a tower, to the bottom of a tower. So I think you should be more worried about the wolf finishing off you than you finishing off the wolf. Harvey355 says, that colon hype. I feel you, Nick, you're not alone. Not enough colons in game titles these days. See, Harvey understands, and if you think about it, that was a pretty good clue as to what kind of game to expect with Stronghold Next. Jacinto G asks, can you show me your best smile in the next Q&A? I'll try. Okay, so no teeth. And then teeth, this is the really awkward one. Moving on. The Red Celt Gaming asks, will proper wall scaling return in some form? Yes, so there will be plenty of options for sort of how you deal with castle walls and Stronghold Next to support a variety of different siege tactics and strategies. There'll be a mix of lots of new siege engines, but some old favorites returning as well that we know people love to use, sort of tried and tested Stronghold tactics. But yeah, I won't say any more, but we're very excited to see what kind of playstyles you guys come up with. Brian Parks says, damn it, Firefly, you tease so hard. I want a new Stronghold now, ha ha ha. Take my money. Okay. My PayPal is nicktannehill@gmail.com, all lowercase, one word, just send it through and we'll talk. Darth Plagueis 13 says, question, will formations and or stances be a thing, like in Stronghold Crusader 2 where you had the special stance of pikemen that you could use to stop cavalry charges? Yes, so formations will indeed be returning. As for special stances like the pikemen, in all honesty, that was something that we added mid-development. We basically wanted to give the pikemen a sort of more advanced tactic and just a little buff to kind of even things out a little bit. But yeah, thank you for the suggestion. If there's anything else like that that comes up in development for Stronghold Next, I can think of a few cool ideas for units. We will absolutely, test them out. If they work, we'll animate them and yeah, keep the suggestions coming. ZB3N says, wow, I'm actually in the video. Hey, congrats. If it's possible, can you say this for me in the next video? Okay. Apologies in advance if I butcher this. Jonathan ist ein Lappen. Danke. Slider19 says, who is writing all the dialogue for AI, campaign missions, peasants, etc.? Good question. So one of the misconceptions about the Stronghold series is that we do our own voiceovers.
I'll burn you in your little shoes.
Thank you for that, but we actually pay professionals to do it. One interesting fact though is that Simon has actually done a lot of the sort of dialogue, peasant voices, in terms of writing them since the very first Stronghold game. These days it's more of a collaborative effort between him and Stephen, one of our other designers. So Stephen will write things like, mission descriptions, narration, all that kind of like historically sort of, accurate, serious stuff. And then Simon will kind of come in and flex his creative muscles doing the AI Lord taunts, peasant lines and other fun bits of dialogue. And of course, Simon oversees all the voice recording sessions to make sure that the characters that appear in the game match the ones that are basically just in his head until that point.
Ah, what beautiful poetry.
This username is in Russian, so I can't pronounce it, so apologies for that, but I will read out the comment. It says, I'm waiting for the next part of the Q&A and another dance from Nick. Yeah, go on then. Let me know in the comments, and whatever comment gets the most upvotes, it has to be a Fortnite dance, that's the deal. I will do that in my next video. Grey Woolsey says, Vikings, that's what I want to believe because I love the Nordic setting, and also they keep talking about a key new mechanic. I think it will be ships. Sorry, Grey, no player-controlled ships in Stronghold Next. You'll have to keep guessing on that new mechanic. But if you want to know more about that, I advise to check out Community Spotlight Episode 5, in which Aaron answers this question in more detail. I will say though, just finished God of War, and that game is just divine. Paracram says, did Sir William and Lady Seren have a baby? If so, what is the name? Tell you what, you write the fan fiction and we'll retcon the story.
Oh, that's so
guaranteed. NFS Dans says, I'm hoping Stronghold Next takes cues from Stronghold 2 and really fleshes out the estate's trading system. An immersive castle sim is what I want to see, and I'm also hoping for a deep co-op integration. Yes, so we are absolutely focusing on more castle management and sim with Stronghold Next by introducing some new and old fan favourite mechanics to give you more depth compared to Crusader 2. We're not talking Gong, we're not talking crime, But we are talking about new resources, new systems, the new gameplay mechanic, and having that all sort of layered together quite nicely. Two things, you can also expect additions to the sort of trading system in the game, and I can confirm co-op for you. Dustin Blakely says, he's so beautiful, he could sell me anything any day. Look, I'm either Ramsey Bolton or I'm attractive, okay? So just pick one or the other, don't tease me. Timothy Way says, will there be women and children wandering around in your castle? Good question. So without getting into specifics, we are looking at these kind of smaller touches for Stronghold Next that really make it feel like a Stronghold game. So while we're shifting to a completely new setting, you can expect plenty of callbacks to previous titles, whether this is units, core gameplay mechanics, or like you're saying, these kind of castle cosmetics, which are really important in any game mode. Yeah, you can expect lots of additions to the game in this regard. So yeah, we're keeping our ears to the ground, trust us, and it'll have some classic Stronghold touches. So that was it for part 3 of our Stronghold Next mega Q&A. We hope we answered most of your questions, and if not, tune in next week at the same time for more Stronghold Next goodness.